everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another video part of my Wonderfully Made series here on my channel, and I'm so excited to be sharing these type of videos with you guys because it's something that I've been wanting to share for a long time. And first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all your encouraging words and all your support on this new series. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying it and that you're looking forward to it. So today we're going to be talking about overcoming fear. I'm going to share a little bit of my testimony, and I'm just really excited to be sharing this with you guys. If this is the first video you're watching, welcome. My name is Paula and I make videos on beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. And in case this is your first time watching a Wonderfully Made video, basically in these videos I share with you guys just encouraging words and we talk about different topics. And of course, if you guys have any recommendations, anything you guys want me to include in this series, please leave me a comment down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'll start off with a little background on me, kind of where my faith was grounded, kind of how I was brought up, and how I developed my faith in God and everything. So basically, I grew up in California, that is my home state, and basically I grew up into a Christian home. Both of my parents were Christian at the time that I was born. They had just started going to church, I think like a couple years before I was born, and basically I was born into a Christian home, so I learned about God at a really young age. I remember going to, church every Sunday and just really learning about God's love and faithfulness and who Jesus was, and basically all these wonderful things about the Bible. I also attended a private Christian school from 2nd grade all the way through first semester of 10th grade. So I was also, taught a lot in school about God, and, I was really surrounded by everything about Jesus and faith and everything. So that's kind of how I grew up. My dad actually, at the age when I was 9 years old, my dad was ordained as a pastor, and he began pastoring a church. And I really got involved in church, and I just loved going to church. I actually started learning how to play the guitar when I was 15, and that's something that just came out of the blue one day. Our worship director was like, "Do you want to learn an instrument?" And I was like, "Sure." And I picked guitar, and then I ended up really liking it. And then actually at the age of 15 is when one of the biggest changes in my life came, is when my parents decided that we were going to move states. So basically we were going to leave California, move to a completely new state. And at the time I didn't really understand much of what moving states was gonna mean, what it meant to move to a completely new state. But basically we moved and we had to start all over, and that's kind of when I realized, oh my gosh, wow, we're not in California anymore, things are different. I had to make new friends. We moved basically in the middle of the school year, so I had to start 2nd semester of 10th grade at a completely new high school, in a school that was probably twice or 3 times as big as my school in California, and it was just kind of like a hard time trying to adjust to a new lifestyle when we moved. But from there, my dad actually started pastoring out in our new state, and we continued going to church. I got more and more involved playing the guitar, and then eventually we started a youth group at our church, where basically we would share the word and just do a lot of fun activities for the youth at our church. So now both my husband and I, and a couple others from our church, we still have the youth group, and still a youth leader at my church, and I do play the guitar as well at my church. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of a little bit background of me. My dad still pastors, and we're still really involved, but I mean, all those things were great, and I'm so grateful for my upbringing, my childhood, and just learning about God at such a young age. But I also feel that even though you may grow up in a Christian home, sometimes you have to learn things on your own in order for your faith to grow strong. So that's a little bit of my background, but basically today I really want to share my favorite Bible verse with you guys, and that is Joshua 1:9. And if you guys have never read it before, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys because it's a verse that I've just clinged on to my whole life, and I just love it so much. It's Joshua 1:9, and basically it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." And this verse really speaks to me, because it's God speaking to us, telling us that we should not be afraid, but we should have courage. We should be strong, because He's going to be with us wherever we go. And there's just something so powerful about knowing that God is with you no matter what you're going through, no matter where you are, no matter, you know, if no one else is there with you, God is still with you. And that verse has been so comforting for me, because, you know, growing up, I've had a couple of experiences where, you know, I had to do things on my own. Now, for example, like moving away to college, that was something that I really, you know, it was the first time for me being out of the house. And I feel like that it's like that for a lot of people who move out to go to school. You know, you're there, you know, with roommates, and definitely a verse that really strengthened me and kept me comfort, because I knew that regardless if my parents or my family wasn't there, God was going to be with me. I also did like an internship when I was my junior year, and basically I went back to California on my own by myself, and this time, you know, my parents weren't there anymore. I mean, I was in the state that I recognized, that I was so familiar with, but I didn't have my immediate family there with me. And it was something where I also learned so much more about having faith in God and just clinging on to His word and knowing that He's there. Now, fear can come in a lot of different ways. I mean, you can be afraid of so many things. The enemy really can make you scared of really anything, and it's really something that can hinder us from our purpose, really. So with that, I wanted to talk about basically how to overcome fear. So one of the greatest ways that I think we can overcome fear is by really clinging on to God's word, like I mentioned here. And I wanted to share a couple of other of my favorite verses with you guys. Hopefully it gives you encouragement as well. Another one is Isaiah 41:13, and I'll read that one to you guys as well. 41:13 says, "For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, fear not, I am the one who helps you." So this is another verse of God reminding us that He's the one that's there with us. He holds our right hand wherever we go. You don't go alone, and that is just the greatest feeling, knowing that you're not alone, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what point in your life you are in. You're never alone, because God is there. And what's even greater is that God already knew that you were gonna face that situation, that you were going to go through that, and He knows, you know, our present, He knows our future, He knows everything. And that is so encouraging to know that you know, that God is there helping us through, and all we have to do is hold on to Him, and He's going to be able to carry us through. So one of my favorite verses in regards to fear is Psalms 23:4, and this is a verse that is very known. It says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and faithfulness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever." So this is just an amazing verse, reminding us that even though we may go through the toughest situations, even though we may go through the hardest trials in life, we have nothing to fear, because God has promised to be there with us every step of the way. It says, "I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So whenever you feel scared, whenever you feel doubtful and you feel like you can't do something, just pray, just talk to God and be like, "God, I need comfort right now. I need your strength. I need your wisdom," you know, and God's going to be able to give that to you. You're going to have peace in your heart. You're going to be able to overcome. And trust me when I say this, we all go through things in life where we feel scared, where we're scared of either the future or what's to come, something that we're going through. One of the hardest things I had to go through was a couple years ago in 2013. My dad had a heart attack, and it was just this really scary moment at a time that, you know, we were all really scared, because we didn't know what the future held. We didn't know, you know, what was gonna happen, but the Lord literally used that situation to just show how powerful, how glorious he is, and just how he still performs miracles to this day. My dad ended up having open heart surgery. God used the doctors to be able to, you know, restore his heart and just bring him to a better stable place in his heart. And that basically he did that, and it's just so amazing. God works in so many wonderful ways. Even though you think something is meant for wrong, God actually turns it into good. So I really encourage you guys just to, you know, hold on to the word of the Lord and what he has promised, because if God is with us, who can be against us? There's another verse that I really like. It's 2 Timothy 1:7, and I'll read you that one as well. It says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Basically telling us God didn't put that spirit of fear in us. He didn't put fear in our life. We weren't born with fear. We were born with power, with love and self-control from the Lord. Things that really are going to help us be, you know, victorious in life. And fear, honestly, is something from the enemy. It's something that he uses to keep us from doing our purpose in the Lord. And fear, honestly, is like the biggest liar, because fear will tell you, you can't do that, you can't do this, you're not good enough. Fear will keep us from doing so many things that at the end of the day are just lies. So that's something, whenever you think about like a negative thought, whenever you think about, you know, insecurities or anything that, you know, you're scared of, or you feel like, you know, you're not good enough and, you know, you don't go for it, then just think about everything that God has promised to us, all those wonderful promises from the Lord, and remember that fear is just a liar. It's just there to be an obstacle. So those are basically some of the verses that I really love. I also wanted to encourage you guys by telling you guys, you know, there's nothing honestly that we can go through where God is not going to be there, and that's why we can't be nervous. I mean, we know that it's human nature to be scared of things at times. I also want to share a couple of songs that I really love, that I find encouraging, because I don't know about you guys, but I love listening to music, and I love especially worship music and being inspired and encouraged by music as well. So one of the songs that actually just came out not that long ago is by Hillsong United, and it's called Not Today, and this is an amazing song. If you guys haven't heard it, I'll link it down below so you guys can hear it. And I'm going to read you a couple of the verses from this song, which I think are just so empowering. The first one says, "Trouble won't throw me, won't break me, won't scare me no more. Fear must have thought I was faithless when it came from my heart." And then it says, "Tell me, did the enemy panic as you took up that cross? Tell me, did the darkness cry mercy as you rolled back that rock? Because I know your life is the life in me. I know your love is the reason why." And then the bridge of the song says, "Your love stood down death, crushed the devil's head. Fear is just a liar, running out of breath. The fight beneath your feet, I'm standing on Jesus' name. So let the devil know, not today. Let the devil know, not today. Not now, not ever again. Jesus, let the devil know, not today." And that song just speaks so much to my heart, because it is so true. Jesus overcame everything on that cross when he died on the cross for us, and that includes fear. So fear is something that God already overcame fear for us, so there's no reason why we should be scared, because God is with us. As we read in his word, God has promised to be with us forever and ever, and we don't have anything really to be scared about. So whenever you think about something that you're scared about or fear comes into your mind, just remember that God's got you. He goes before you, he goes on the sides of you, he goes behind you, he knows your every move, and he knows your future. He's already there, and you just have to trust him. You just have to trust that he's going to be able to carry you through, and you're going to come out victorious on the other side. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it will inspire you and encourage you to continue just living, you know, out the word of the Lord and just spending more time with him, because honestly, for me, that's how it's been. That's how it's been. When I spend more time reading the word of the Lord, I feel more peace in my heart, and I feel more encouraged and confident in the Lord that I can overcome anything because God is with me. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what other topics you guys would like me to talk about in this series by leaving me a comment down below. Remember that you're all beautifully and wonderfully made, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.